Ospreys, welcome to another campus update with Inside Swoop. I'm Emily Rolls, here to bring you up to date on what's going on this week. Over-tourism still plagues the floating city of Venice, so the city decided to charge day trippers on entry. Starting April 18th, tourists are required to pay 5 to 10 euros to visit with or without advance reservations. The city also increased the amount of days to 54, including most weekends and holidays. But the real question is, can this strategy save the city from over-tourism? The U.S. is expecting a lot of international tourists this year, but it looks like they have different plans. Foreign tourists are infuriated with President Donald Trump's actions, from the chaotic meeting between him and the Ukrainian President Zelensky to their fears of being arrested at the border. Tourists are traveling elsewhere. The Supreme Court blocked the deportation of Venezuelans in Texas under the Alien Enemies Act following an ACLU emergency appeal. The court ruled removals could only happen if detainees could contest their cases. ACLU lawyer Lee Gellinert expressed relief, while the Trump administration dismissed the appeal as meritless. Judge James Wesley Hendricks declined to issue a broader ban on deportations at the Texas facility since removals hadn't started. However, the ACLU reported some detainees felt pressured to sign documents in English and were informed of imminent deportation. ACLU turned to Judge James E. Boasberg, who previously halted deportations but felt limited in his authority. The Justice Department claimed deportees would have at least 24 hours to challenge their cases. Additionally, a Massachusetts judge confirmed a ban on deporting immigrants to countries where they might face harm without prior notification. Pope Francis's funeral is set for Saturday at 10 a.m. in St. Peter's Square, following his death from a stroke at age 88. Viewing his body will begin Wednesday in St. Peter's Basilica, where he's currently lying in state. For the Vatican, residents, cardinals meet at the Vatican to plan the funeral, the burial, and the conclave for his successor. The first Latin American Pope, Francis was known for his humility and concern for the poor, but faced criticism from conservatives for his views on capitalism and climate change. He last appeared publicly on Easter Sunday. Duke freshman Cooper Flagg seems posed to become the first overall pick in the upcoming NBA draft after a stellar performance over the previous March Madness. This previous season, Flagg became only the fourth freshman ever to be named the Associated Press National Player of the Year. Flagg led the Duke team in almost every major category as he is posed to make the jump to the NBA. The NBA draft will commence in late June, with Flagg expected to go in the top few picks and more likely than hot in the first pick. After a scary collision with Mauricio Dubon, Luis Alvarez has been placed on the 7-day injured list for concussion protocol. This move comes to no surprise after a scary collision as Alvarez was carted out of the stadium into the hospital. Alvarez has been replaced on the roster by Mason McCoy, likely until Alvarez is cleared. Alvarez has won 2 consecutive battling titles and looks to go for 3 when he returns from injury. Well, that's another edition of Inside Swoop. Tune in next time for campus information. I'm Emily Rolls, signing off. Thanks for joining me on Inside Swoop.